Welcome back to the Drunk on Riding show. I am your host, Warren Pawlowski, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Kimberly Pawlowski, aka Kim.
Hello.
How you doing today, Kim?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm not bad. Today we are, of course, brought to you in part through the patronage of Ariya, Norinth, and David. And today I have to say it is October 23rd is a Sunday, and this is being recorded as something of a last minute. I have forgotten that we need to record this kind of energy, so that's what we have going into it. I am excited to record. I have wanted to record. I've been dishing to record for the past week. However, I did not anticipate recording as soon as we are, given everything that is going on right now. I have an event that I have to deal with work that I have been roped into that I was not expecting, and that is taking up all of my time. So all of the drunk on riding stuff has to be sort of compressed a little earlier, and it's making things slightly more difficult. So it's making things everything's drunk on riding wise a little bit hectic. I'm still working. I'm still working on the short film level, which I believe, Kim,
is almost done.
I believe it's almost done. I believe that
it's producing right now.
I really like what is there.
Yeah.
As we speak. And it is coming out. It is processing. It is coming out. We'll see how it is. I'm hoping that it will be up as soon as possible. But it has gone through many iterations, and I'm very excited about it. Kim, what do you want to say about that?
I feel like it has to be done, because I feel like the more you overthink it.
Do you think I'm George Lucasing it?
To a point, yes.
I understand. I know exactly what you mean, but I don't think that it's at a point where I'm happy with it yet. Like I'm
even now.
No, I'm not happy with. I think if it looks and sounds the way I think that it does, I'm happy with it, okay. and I think I will release it at this point.
Good.
But the way that the video editing software works, the preview is just not very good. So like until you really render it all out, or you render that section out, it's just not really worth knowing exactly what it's going to be. So I'm going to render it out, and I think that it will be all set, and I will be pumped. And then I get back to the stand, so I'm kind of excited about that because I figured out the next bit of the stand that I'm going to be talking about, but more on that in the Patreon exclusive previews. So Kim, what you been up to?
Gosh, what have I been up to? Since the last time we filmed. I'm still calling it filmed. Huh. Since last time we recorded. Ooh, I don't know. What have I been up to in terms of watching? I've honestly not watched a lot of TV. I watched some of Great British Bake Off, but they're releasing it in episodes, so we're waiting patiently for everything to be released.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's like a weekly thing.
It's a weekly thing?
Yeah,
they're going weekly with that?
Yeah. Yep. Because it airs, it's concurrent, so it airs in London first, or Britain.
Has
right?
it always been concurrent? I thought that they did like season drops, right?
No, but
so now it's concurrent.
No, it got so big in the States that
hey, good for them.
Yeah, that they obviously they see it on Channel 4 first, and then it gets released like 2 days later on Netflix.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah. I still remember being in London and like thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm watching like this season I haven't seen like an episode because we were watching."
Yeah.
Remember we were watching it?
Yeah, and you were so excited.
I was so excited. I was like, I have to remember this episode so that when it gets released.
And you didn't see that for probably a good like
year.
I was gonna say 6 months. It wasn't
Maybe
really a
6 months.
year.
Maybe 6 months. But
Yeah, it
yeah,
was a while. It was
it was
definitely
a
a
long time.
while.
That was
Yeah,
back in 2018.
yeah. There was definitely a
No,
delay. It was
17?
wild.
18. But yes, I do remember that.
Remember that? Remember that naked show that was on in London, or
It's so
so
weird.
it
Yeah.
it was so interesting when we've been overseas. So when we were in Italy, we had such a hard time sleeping that we had the TV on. We ended up burning in the image into this poor TV in this hotel that was right down the street from the Coliseum. But it was the one English channel uh across the entire TV network that we could find, where it wasn't even just like the fact that they were speaking English was just the only thing that we could actually understand. And it
It
was,
wasn't even good.
no, it
It
wasn't
was
good.
music. It was music.
Is that what it was? It
It was
was
a
music.
music channel. It was in English.
So
And I had an especially hard time sleeping because I was sick.
right.
And I couldn't breathe. I had a sinus infection.
Well, I would never sleep with the TV on, of course. I mean, if we have
Yeah.
the TV on, it's totally for you.
Yeah. Um, but you were also so jet lagged because it wasn't bedtime.
That was awful.
It wasn't the first couple of days we were wiped out. I mean, same thing with London. Like we were just wiped. But
But then we went to London and we were watching the TV there, and of course there's a lot more English channels on there.
it's
And
yeah.
they just had some weird stuff, like the one that I'm talking about, like at night, because so the issue that we had was Matthew, our son, he would always be awake late. Like
We didn't.
he could not get
Mhm.
accustomed to the
I,
time difference.
I was actually talking to our daycare lady about this because her granddaughter went to Germany very recently. And I was because she said to me that she's not sleeping. They're having a really hard time with the time change. And I said to her, I'm like, we didn't adjust Matthew when we went to London. Like we just let him be on Eastern Standard Time, which is where we are in Eastern Standard Time. And that might sound crazy to a lot of people, but it kind of worked. In a weird way. He was around 4 when we went. And so at 10 o'clock at night, he would be hungry.
And we
And
would
the
go to the one restaurant that was open, which was, I think, was Burger King.
No, McDonald's.
Was it McDonald's?
It was McDonald's. Burger King was also open, but McDonald's was right down the street. And that was just an experience because like we never let him have McDonald's here. Like he never has McDonald's here.
But all of the places, all of the restaurants, they just stopped serving
They
food
just
at that
stopped serving
time
food.
of night. So like we
Yeah.
had no other choice but to go to the fast food place.
We had no choice, and he loved it, obviously. He loved getting the chicken nuggets every day.
Circling back, we in London were watching all of the TV shows, and there was this one show where I don't remember the title of it, but you could see everything about the person except the face. And so you can see their breasts, you can see their penis, you can see their vagina. It was all out there. And this is just on prime time. This is like at 9 o'clock at night. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah, 9, 10 o'clock at night.
What a difference between America and England. And we're just like,
Well,
oh, hey.
But since we've had Naked and Afraid.
No, but this wasn't censored.
No, yes, it was.
No, this wasn't censored.
They didn't show penis.
Yes, they did.
No. We would have.
I'm fairly certain they showed penis.
Absolutely not. We would have never had that on with Matthew. Would have never had it on.
I don't know that we had it on
No.
with Matthew.
No,
I
that's.
think
No,
he
they
was
have
asleep.
some censorship. They
Really?
Yes.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
I think the lower bits were covered.
Oh, okay. Oh, that may be.
The top bits were not.
Oh, so their boobs were out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that could be right. Yeah.
But other than Bake Off, I've been watching clips just before going to bed for like 20
You
minutes
have then.
of
You've sent me a couple of them.
Yeah.
This is really weird to me. How did you get into this? And you still haven't even said what it is. You're just cracking up like, where did this come from? This is a new thing to me, and I haven't questioned you on this. For those at home, she is cracking up right now.
So I have been watching clips of Family Feud with Steve Harvey, and it's hysterical. It's hysterical. No, he's cracking up. I don't know why.
Because it's just such a random thing.
It is a random thing, but it's hysterical because he is so full of expression. Like, and it's just amazing. Like, his face is just awesome when some of these people say the things that they do. And it's so genuine, right? It's just genuine, like, are you kidding me? And I find that funny. So I'm enjoying it. It makes me laugh. It puts me in a good mood.
He does have a very, very expressive face. Like he'll do that. I can't believe what you just said. Look, where his lip is just like over large, and it's just kind of hanging there, and he's looking around like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Like that to me is the titular Steve Harvey. Like, look, I mean, that is Steve Harvey in a nutshell. Yeah. It's just like, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, but I've been watching that, and I'm patiently waiting for season 5 of The Crown, which will be out in November.
That seems to be causing a lot of controversy.
Timing is everything, and Judi Dench, said that it needs to have I guess it's, I don't know the term, a warning saying that a lot of the events that are being shown are fictional. Like, it's dramatized.
What's the time period of the season? I know Princess Di is in it, so
and the kids are young. I don't know how far they're gonna go. I don't know if they're gonna go up to her death in this season.
I mean, I can understand it when you're creating a show about people who are
real,
yeah. Alive people and currently and not too far removed from, like, Princess Di's death. I mean, it was a while ago. It's like 9/11, where it's like one of those things where it's like, you remember where you were when that happened.
And the Queen just died, so like the timing all those, is just
and everything that's happening with Harry and
Meghan.
Meghan, thank you. Yeah, that all seems rather complicated.
And the fact that, I mean, people don't really love the king right now, like, I think people
I mean, I know Liz Truss as a prime minister. She's out now as we're recording this, so who knows who will be prime minister next. But what is wrong with Charles?
Well, people just have opinions of him and what happened with Diana. I don't think he was uber popular, and the people that were alive then are still alive now.
So when's his coronation? Like, he hasn't officially been coronated yet, right?
No. Did I hear May? I think it's going to be May, sometime in May.
It's going to be May.
I think so, yeah.
That'll be exciting.
They did release the date. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Charles seems almost like one of those interim kings where it's like we're all kind of waiting for Harry to be king.
No, William.
William, that's what I meant. We're all kind of waiting for William to be king. And Charles is kind of like, well, let me get my 5 minutes before I kick the bucket or retire. I hope he abdicates in a couple of years and just be like, hey.
No way.
Just go, I mean, I wouldn't. Just be like, this is my time. Like, I mean, it's not exactly a demanding position.
I mean, you say that not knowing what they do, though. I mean, you don't know. I honestly don't know.
I will say I have not seen Queen Elizabeth's schedule, but you did share with me Princess. Maybe it wasn't Princess. It was probably something else. Like Mary's schedule the other day, where she was like, oh, she wakes up from like 10 to 12. She listens to like a radio drama, and then at 12 o'clock, yeah, she has like a vodka drank.
I don't remember this at
Yeah,
all.
you shared that with me, and you were like, "Oh, check out her schedule where and then she has like afternoon lunch with the queen, and then she has some wine with the queen." And I was like, "Ah, that's not, that's not a bad life."
Hmm.
You don't remember that?
Not even a little.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Um, but yeah, other than that, I've not done a whole ton in terms of like watching and listening and all that. How about you?
What have I been reading, watching, playing, listening to? Well, of course, The Stand. I have to talk about The Stand
Yeah.
because I've now, at this point, at least the patrons released 2 parts of The Stand. I have 2 more parts to go, neither of which are recorded, but I have finished the book. I finished the book. And the final section of The Stand, book 3, which is called The Stand, I had a lot of thoughts on it. I'm going to record a big thing to do about it, but it's such a weird ending to the book, and it goes into like there's that stigma where Stephen King doesn't write good endings. That doesn't apply here. I think the ending is perfect.
Oh,
I love the ending to this book,
good.
but it's fascinating because it's a really long book. Okay, it's like over 1,000 pages. Okay, and we're going through 800 or so pages of this book, building up to this final act.
God, I would hate that.
What?
That seems like so tedious and boring, no? Don't you just at some point be like, let's get on with it?
Yes, you clearly have not read or listened to my previous to stand a dissection addendums, have you?
I've not, I'm sorry
Oh
to
yeah,
say.
I'm gonna call you out on here right now. Be like, you have not heard it because, and specifically, I'm gonna say that. Usually, I would not call you out on that. I apologize for being a bit of a dick on that one, but I want to call you out because, uh, with the stand, I will say I do think it is too long. I
Mm.
really do, and that was a big to do, specifically with book 2 of the Stand. I think book 1, which is the longest book of it, if you did not include all of the addendums that happened between the original version and the new version, I think book 1 is magnificent. I think book 1 of the Stand is just classic through and through. I think it's brilliant. I just absolutely adore it. Book 2, I think the second half of the book is phenomenal. I think the first half is silly in a lot of ways, and I sort of made my case. The end of it, I think is really well done, and I look forward to talking about it. But once I finished that, I also read another book. And it's been a while since I've read another book, but I read The Great Brain Robbery,
Mm.
clearly derived from the Great Train Robbery. It follows a lot of classic sci-fi tropes. It has a lot of time skips, a lot of suddenlies, kind of quote unquote, and firmly earns its 75-cent price point. It was only 75 cents. It was like from the 1970s, a very 1970s sci-fi book that I can't recommend.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just not gonna put it out there. I think it was one of those ones where it was like very written for the word, very written for the assignment. It is one of those airplane kind of books. Don't buy that. The Great Brain Robbery. It was a book. I also platinumed Life is Strange, which
Nice.
I believe I talked about last time. But
Yeah.
what, what a game. Um, quick spoiler that the one of the he's not the main character, but he is one of the main characters. Runs a dark room photography drug ring, and multiple people have absolutely horrible fates. Like they die. They're like sadomasochists. Like I'm tied up and I'm drugging you and I'm taking your picture as you are dying. Stuff like it's really dark. It's really horrific. Very very Butterfly Effect. The Ashton Kutcher movie, which I really like, the Butterfly Effect. But spoiler for the ending. Right, there's an ending decision where you can save a person, okay,
Yeah.
or you can save the town. And clearly,
You're gonna save the
you
town.
are meant to save the town.
Yeah.
Everything within the narrative is like, hey, save this town. Hey, look at all
Yeah.
these people that if you keep messing up this decision, you are going to get them all killed.
Right.
And so the first time I played this game, I went with the town. I saved the town. And because whenever the first time I play the game through, I just try to play it as I would. I try not to think about trophies. I try not to think about anything. I just think about my story and how I want to play this. The second time I was going for the trophies. I was going for the platinum. And I did this and I felt awful. It was just I saved the person rather than the town. And you like drive through the town afterwards.
No.
And you're just like,
It's meant to make you.
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like, it looks like New Orleans post Katrina. It's all devastated and whatnot. But what's messed up is there's no like wandering survivors. There's literally just nobody. It's just a flattened town. So
Yeah.
the idea is, everybody's dead. And it's just like, what? It's like, oh my God. I don't know. It was
Intense.
It was a bit much for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've also been listening to a lot of the very similar music. Last month, I recommended a few songs. I'm going to recommend a few songs again this month before we kind of get into our other stuff. I'm going to recommend All By Myself by Alok, A-L-O-K, which I've been really digging. Ghost of You by Mimi Webb, and Oblivion by Grimes, which is the first Grimes song that I think I've ever heard, and it's like 10 years old, but I absolutely adore it, and it's the first thing I've ever heard from her or them or whatever she goes by nowadays, and it's just fantastic. What a great song. I don't know what she's doing hooking up with Elon Musk.
No, they're broken up.
What?
Yeah, I think they're broken up now.
Like divorced?
Yeah, I don't think they're together.
Didn't they have really?
Yeah.
Didn't they have the kid with like the equation for a name?
Yeah. I think they had two.
They had two kids with equations for names?
I don't quote me, but yeah, I think they had multiple children.
Man. What an interesting fellow. I mean, he had those. I think did he have twins with that other woman who he did like surrogacy for, and she was like a VP at his company or something?
No, I try not. I try not to follow him.
Attractive looking woman, but it's like you're going like it's like that's even beyond in like an affair. Like it's just like I'm agreeing that I'm gonna like go into like in utero stuff for you. Like let's try to have a baby. Like it's not a mistake. It's very much.
He's
purposeful.
a weird dude.
He's a weird dude.
Yeah.
Him and Kanye West. I mean, they seem to get on. Did you see today? There were. I think it was today. There were signs over the LA freeway about Kanye is right and like F the Jews.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that we have all these people who have mental issues at the top of their game and making a lot of money and controlling a lot of things.
So I'm going to swing a little bit here, taking off of a little bit of what you said. And let's talk about the Jews for a minute. Let's talk about the fight for their freedom. How about that?
Sure. I don't
Okay.
know where you're going with this. Let's
World
go.
War II.
Okay.
World War II.
Oh,
Hitler
we're talking
was,
about the movie.
we were talking about the movie. Um, the connection I made there, huh?
Nice
Um,
segue.
obviously, Dunkirk is a famous battle in World War II where the Allies um, were fighting to were fighting Nazi Germany.
Is it a famous battle?
It is, actually. Yeah.
Is it because this movie? We're of course talking about Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk, which I chose for this month's entry to the Drunk on Riding Video Club, which follows the Battle of Dunkirk. Is it I don't I okay. So let me backtrack a little bit. I don't know anything about this battle, the Battle of Dunkirk. This is before I know a lot about World War II. I do. I followed World War II a lot. I'm very fascinated with World War II, as I think a lot of people are in our generation, because it was so just insane and incredible, and it was the last war that we won, so there's a lot to kind of look back on it. But I don't really know a lot about Dunkirk, and so I watched this movie, and there wasn't really a battle.
It wasn't. So in Dunkirk, there was a battle. The beginning of the movie alludes to that, right? The beginning of the movie, they're fighting. They are badly getting beaten. And they run, right? They run to the beach. Um, and so, what is a debated decision, by the Germans was to not pursue them at that point. There was a conscious decision that was made, um, by the Germans not to advance.
Really?
Yes. And it
Well,
wasn't a Hitler decision, and that sort of,
it wasn't a
it
Hitler
was
decision.
not. It
Okay,
was not.
so there was probably a humanist somewhere down the line where it was like, let them escape, or let them
So,
live, because Hitler was an awful person. Hitler
yeah.
was awful. But everybody who reported up to Hitler, it's like, you report to a horrible CEO. Not everybody reporting up the corporate ladder is going to be absolutely as horrible. It's like the pianist, where it's like we had that the one Nazi was like, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna be like, do your thing. But oh wow, I didn't know that. That's.
Yeah. I had to kind of refresh my memory here a little bit. So what became known as the Halt Order, right, didn't originate with Hitler. Um,
What was the halt order?
German German
To not follow?
High Command suggested that the German forces around Dunkirk pocket should cease their advance on the port and consolidate to avoid an Allied breakout. Hitler sanctioned the order on May 24th with the support of the German High Command, and the army was to halt for 3 days, which gave Allies time to organize what's called the Dunkirk
That was a
evacuation.
bad idea.
Yep,
I mean, to be frank, from
yeah,
a military perspective, I mean, there's why do
I
that?
mean, um,
Why would he agree to that? Other than the fact that to give them time to try to work out. Maybe there was some, hey, let's work out a deal still. Maybe there was still the hope of,
maybe, yeah.
I won't slaughter all of your soldiers,
I mean,
and
yeah,
you won't attack me. Maybe that was still an idea at that point.
yeah. Well, Dunkirk was Operation Dynamo, or AKA Miracle of Dunkirk. 338 Allied soldiers were rescued from the beaches of Dunkirk. between May 26th and June 4th, 1940.
How many?
338,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing your homework on this one, given that it was my film pick.
That's okay. Um, Obviously, the Allies, the whole thing, it was just a disaster. But I mean, considering that they were only expected to what, I think it was
Yeah,
30,000.
they said it right at the beginning that
Yeah.
they, Churchill was hoping for like 45,000 to make it, and they ended up getting almost 10 times as many. I mean, that's significantly different. But I will say the horrors of Dunkirk were front and center in
Hmm.
this film.
Yeah.
But despite that, you know, there were the various time frames where we had the 1 hour, the 1 week, and the 1 day. I think were the three different time periods that we had to play with, and I think the 1 week was the most devastating, and that's where we got Harry Styles and a couple other people who all look the same, and I could not tell them apart, and I didn't care when any of them died. To be frank, I didn't care when anybody died in this movie. I didn't have any attachment to any of the characters.
I
I thought all the characters were very poorly built, poorly just like I felt like Christopher Nolan was like, "Hey, you must care for these people because they are involved in this." And that is the only reason why you must care. Like I thought all the acting was good and whatnot. Don't get me wrong. Like especially Cillian Murphy, I thought turned a great job as like uh, a traumatized kind of veteran there for his half second. But I never cared about anybody in
I
this
agree with
movie.
you. There was no character development whatsoever. I feel like the most character development was the fisherman, the in the boat,
The the
the
captain,
small
the
boat,
older guy.
the older guy and his, what was it, his son and
Yeah,
friend.
but even them, like the George, I think it was, who fell down and died, and hit his head and died unceremoniously, and was just like, oh, he did nothing with his life, you know. There, I think he even had a line was like, I wish I had done something with my life, this is me doing something, and like, what did he do? He did nothing. What an awful.
Well,
And they at the end they were like, oh, he was a hero at Dunkirk. He wasn't a hero. He was just an idiot, and that's unfortunate. But I think it says a lot about this conflict and this battle in particular. Is that it kind of was a little bit idiotic.
the battle or the rescue? I mean, I think
The whole thing. The
the
whole
movie
thing.
was about the rescue, and the rescue, how successful it
I
was.
could, yeah.
I mean,
I guess the rescue was it was the rescue, right? It was like they escaped to this beach and then they had to get rescued. But like in term like I don't see that this had to be a movie.
I think what it showed was they thought outside the box, right? They didn't send these huge Navy
I think they sent over
boats.
what they could send over as quickly as possible.
But who would have thought to send these little tiny fishermen? Wh-
If you
I
don't
don't
have if you don't
think.
have a destroyer or anything that can go over there, especially because they kept saying like the the bottom was too shallow. I think for a lot of the boats, I believe that was the
Because,
issue.
no, with the tide, yeah, with the tide. But I don't know, like all these little boats rescued hundreds of thousands of men.
I mean, it's
That's
great.
huge.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. I'm glad that they lived. I'm glad that they survived to destroy the Nazis. That is, I'm not saying it sucks that they survived. I'm really not saying that. It's fine. It's fantastic. I love that they lived.
Would you like Normandy to be a movie?
I've seen Normandy like 30 times. How many times do I need to see Normandy? No, I don't want to see Normandy.
Is that a
It,
movie? I've never seen it.
what?
I've read about Normandy in many
Have you
many a
not seen
book.
Saving Private Ryan?
Oh. I mean,
that was
yeah,
the entire opening scene was
long
Normandy.
time ago.
What do you
Long time
mean
ago.
long time ago?
Long time ago. I don't remember movies like that, Warren.
Oh, I mean, to be
I was.
I will to be fair, a lot of the Call of Duty games I feel have had
Yeah.
D-Day in them,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I've replayed that a lot because it is a moment. It really is almost so Kim.
So clearly you don't like it, the movie.
Yeah, well, I was gonna pitch this at you. What do you think of this movie?
It was fine.
It was fine,
It was
right?
fine. Was it the best movie I've ever seen? Absolutely not. Again, I didn't like the lack of character development. A couple times it lost me with the whole day, week, moment, year, or whatever it was. Um, which is fine. I mean, but I didn't love the movie. I've seen other historical movies that I absolutely love. This was not one of them.
I will say on my part, I was disappointed in this film. I really like Christopher Nolan. The last film that I saw from him, the last new film that I saw from him was Tenet, and I love Tenet, and it has grown on me. The more times I see Tenet, the more I like it, and it is just a treat. It's like it really reminds me a lot of like a James Cameron kind of film where it's like he thought of things that you aren't ready to think about yet. And I really think that he pushed filmmaking to a new level with that film. And then I think and then there's this film, Dunkirk, which has Tom Hardy in a mask again. Hard to understand again for whatever reason we want to make Tom Hardy harder to understand. And then we have the guy from Ready Player One as the boat captain, and he's fine. And he has different teeth than he had in Ready Player One. And then we have the guy who played Joker, and he turns his screw and he falls down and he busts his head. And we got the blonde who combs his hair, and he's forgettable. And we got Harry Styles who lives or dies. And then we got the curly haired guy who lives or dies. And then there's the other guy who I think has straight hair who lives or dies. I don't know which one of them lives or dies. I don't know. They all look the same. They all act the same. There's nothing to stand them apart. I don't care about any of them. Let them all live or die. I don't give a shit. Like, I would love if they all made it. I mean, they're all allies. That'd be fantastic. But there's one person who drowns at one point and has a pretty horrific death. Like, that sucks. I would not want that death. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
Even after finishing the movie, I'm like, I think it was this guy. I'm 80% certain it was this one character, but I'm not entirely percent sure. And it's just like, that should mean something, but all of the characters in the movie are like, well, you know what, that's life. And we're all in a point of our lives where we're all gonna die, so we don't know. We don't know if we're gonna die, and I guess that's the point of the movie is coming away from it. All of the characters are like, well, you know, we survived that. I don't know if I'm gonna survive the next time, but I don't want that feeling. I don't like that feeling.
So, safe to say this goes to the bottom of our list.
Well, looking at the rankings, if we're going back to the rankings, so looking at the Drunk on Riding Video Club Volume 2, we have at number 1, The Gray Man. At number 2, Don't Look Up.
Okay.
Kim, where would you put Dunkirk? Number 1, number 2, or number 3?
Man, we've been picking some dark movies.
Yeah, the Gray Man, Don't Look Up, and Dunkirk. Yeah, these are huh?
Dark.
Yeah, a little bit.
Huh.
Did you pick Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
You picked Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
So I picked The Gray Man and
No.
Dunkirk.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No?
I picked The Gray Man.
You picked The Gray Man.
Yeah.
I picked Don't Look Up. You picked The Gray Man. I picked Dunkirk.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
maybe your
I
next movie will change this up a little bit.
well, I hope so. I don't think so though.
Spoilers.
Yeah, the subject is not. It's not a good ending.
Oh no.
Um, spoilers. Bottom. I like Don't Look Up more than this one.
You you think
I could,
bottom for
I
this?
I could follow Don't Look Up. I couldn't follow this one. I mean, I followed it, but like I just didn't care about anybody. At least I cared about, chicks. What's her name? Jennifer Lawrence's character and Leonardo DiCaprio, although he was kind of a tool, you know, he was trying to save the world. He was trying to save the world. So I'm like, okay, I can get on board with that. This, I get it. They were trying to save the world, like legitimately. I don't know. I just didn't. The way it was done, didn't care for. Didn't care for it.
I think I'd agree with you. I think I have to put it at the bottom. As much as I like Christopher Nolan, as much as I respect the cast, I think I have to stick this at the bottom. I don't think this was a great film.
Yeah.
I think visually it was really nice. I think from an audio perspective, it was awesome. But I just think from a story, from an acting, from altogether, just in the sense that this is a movie, I yeah, I don't think it didn't really do much for me. So I agree with you. I'm gonna stick this at last place. So we're gonna put Dunkirk at at the end of our Drunk on Writing video club. So number 3 now at our list is Dunkirk. Number 2 is Don't Look Up, and number 1 is The Gray Man. Now, Kim, I want to pitch it over to you because I picked out Dunkirk, which I'm sad to say is at the bottom of our list. So I'm hoping that whatever you pick will now be at the top of our list because, man, I was really I gotta say I really had high hopes for a Christopher Nolan film, one that I never saw. I had high hopes for it, but I really gotta say I'm kind of surprised that The Gray Man is holding it up at number 1 here. So Kim, what is our next entry in the Drunk on Writing video club?
I feel so much pressure.
Do you?
I feel like maybe I shouldn't pick the pick I want to pick.
Okay. So what are you thinking now?
I don't know. I'm just gonna do it because I don't have a backup.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Yeah, I don't have a backup.
All right. So what is your pick?
My pick is on HBO Max. Elvis.
Elvis. Baz Luhrmann. Right?
Yeah.
We verified this before the recording. I like Baz Luhrmann. I'm a big fan of Baz Luhrmann, so I'm kind
I
of
don't know.
I don't know, I'm excited. I'm not a big Elvis guy. Like my mom is. My mom loves Elvis. I've never been an Elvis fan in my life. But like I love there's a couple Elvis songs that I really will get down with, but no, I've never been a big Elvis person. Like I have no desire to go to Graceland.
No, I didn't either.
Let's check that out. Yeah, right
No.
there.
I mean, I'm not a huge Elvis fan either. However, I grew up listening to him. My parents were Elvis fans. I have heard the movie's really good. That's what I keep hearing about it. So I hope it lives up to the hype. I mean, we both know who Elvis is. We know his story. He's famous for it, right? Maybe this will give a different perspective of what I grew up knowing about him, right? And how he ended up.
You said before this that you did not know that Tom Hanks was in this movie.
I did not know the actors in the movie. Correct.
Now, the only bit I'm going to spoil this slightly for a second. I heard this. What did you hear?
That Tom Hanks is not a likable character in this one.
No, that's not what it does.
No. Okay.
No. So don't jump to conclusions here. Now,
No, I heard that from Tom Hanks. I don't think he would do it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not what I know.
Okay.
Okay, so, wow. Geez, spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay, so, wow. That's awful. Really? He wouldn't do it again?
I think I did hear that.
You know,
We'll talk about that the next time.
I think
I'll
this
do
was
my
also
research.
the round of interviews where Tom Hanks was also like, I made 3 good movies in my career. And everybody was like, what are the 3 movies? Because you've made
What?
like 50 of them. You didn't
He
hear
said
this?
that?
Yeah, he said he made like 3 good movies in his entire
3?
career.
What were they?
He did not name them.
He did not name them.
See, this is the controversy. You did not. Come on, you're playing with me.
No,
You didn't hear that
he's got to say. He's got to say.
What? Okay, so
God, that
okay,
movie.
3 movies
Forrest
by Tom
Gump.
Hanks. What are the 3 best Tom Hanks movies?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, fantastic film. What's number 2?
He's got so many. I don't know.
I would say Castaway.
Oh, really?
Why not Castaway?
I wasn't.
I think he did a fantastic job with Castaway. I think that was his. And then I'd probably go with Philadelphia as number 3.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. Philadelphia was a big turn for him. So what? Okay, so of the films, I mean, Forrest Gump, I think I would put as number 1.
So much. He's in so much. Like, I love so many of his movies.
When Harry Met Sally, Saving Private Ryan, You've Got Mail, Joe versus the Volcano.
Yeah, but like, I don't think he would say that.
I mean, none of those are.
I mean, Saving Private Ryan.
I mean, that's a very good film.
Saving Private Ryan, Forrest Gump. He was in The Green Mile.
Oh.
Which was excellent. The Terminal was great.
Oh, good film.
Sully, I'm dying to see.
What the hell is Sully?
The guy that landed the freaking plane on the Hudson.
What was the one where the guy was like, I'm the captain now?
Huh?
I'm the captain
now. I don't know. He's in Catch Me If You Can. The Da Vinci Code.
Right. He's been in a lot of good films, but he said he made 3 good ones. Maybe.
Band of Brothers. I know that's not a film, but that was excellent.
He was not in that.
Yes, he was in that.
He was not in that. He was not in Band of Brothers. I
swear to you, he was in it. Swear to you.
He was not in Band of Brothers.
Warren, it's on his movie and TVs. Yes, he was.
He was not in Band of Brothers.
Okay, then you can take it up with Google.com.
Who did he play in Band of Brothers?
Not only did he direct episode 5 entitled Crossroads, but he also portrayed a British officer as an extra in Band of Brothers.
He was a British officer.
Yeah, that's what it says. So they credited him for it. Yes.
Wow. So, I mean, I knew he was a producer. I knew he was a director. I knew he had been all of it. I don't remember him being in it.
I mean, I don't think you probably would have noticed him.
Well, that's why I was like, he was on. Tell me what he was in.
I mean, honestly,
because he was. That's not his show. And
Apollo 13, I really liked.
Oh my god! Oh, I forgot about Apollo 13.
You know.
I mean, so the fact that he is saying like, I have 3. So I don't know. So Kim, sorry, what was your next one?
Elvis.
All right. So our next movie is Elvis, which does feature Tom Hanks and is prominently displayed in the trailer that I saw, where Tom Hanks repeatedly says he's white, which is the trailer.
Elvis is white?
Yeah, they didn't think Elvis was white.
Mm.
I guess he had the sound of a black person.
Yeah.
So that's the entire hook of Elvis.
Okay, well,
you know,
let's see what it's all about.
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to.
I think we're gonna have to break it up into multiple days. It's 2.5 hours.
I mean, when have we not broken up one of our films into multiple days? I mean, Dunkirk, I think, took us 4 days. No, only 2 days.
2 days.
Hey, look at us. We're getting better. We're getting better at this.
Yeah, because Olivia's sleeping.
Oh, isn't it great? When she chooses to, anyway. She's getting better. I think
She slept till 7 today. I didn't know what to do.
Sleep?
I mean, I just, Anyway, so Elvis.
All right, so our next video club entry is Elvis, and to be honest, I think we're gonna call it a night there,
Yeah.
because we are getting close to the hour mark. So I'm gonna say, hey, this has been a great rendition of the Drunk on Writing Show podcast edition, which for something of a last minute session, I think it was a good amount of time because yeah, I had fun here. I like talking to you guys directly. It's a lot of fun. I like doing this podcast. I like doing it with Kim. I think we've come a long way since the first time we started doing this. I think we have a lot of fun doing this, and yeah, I will see you next time. I'm this next week I'm going to write the next dissection and probably read the next book for the next Stephen King dissection. So a lot to look forward to. Kim, do you have any departing words?
I do not.
You have nothing to say?
Have a good night.
What about like Halloween? You know, Halloween's coming up. Do you, Kim, what are you gonna dress as for Halloween?
A lawn and leaf bag.
We're gonna dress as Home Depot lawn and leaf bags.
Yes, we are.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
I really hope this turns out right. We haven't actually done it yet.
No.
So there's a potential that it's just not going to work out. So do we have a backup plan?
We do not.
Oh, okay. We should probably do this sooner rather than later.
Hey, there's a ton of leaves you can go rake them.
But what about the leaf bags? I mean,
which we should have picked up more today when we were out, but
I look forward to this. I will post pictures. Until next time, until then, this has been the Drunk on Writing Show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to my wonderful co-host, Kim Pawlowski. Thank you to Dixie over there, who's providing some lovely background noise. And thank you to all of you for listening. Until next time, cheers and keep on writing. And head on over to drunkonwriting.com and, support the channel and do what you got to do over there. Bye, everybody.